It doesn't matter if you're 35, 55, or 75 years old, if you're a man or a woman, or how out of shape you are. What matters is, it works. She's toned and beautiful and turns heads wherever she goes. She's feeling so full of confidence, her skin is glowing, and she looks 10 years younger than her real age. And it's all down to an ancient Japanese water method used for centuries by the longest living, slimmest community on the planet.
I lost 33 pounds in just a few weeks, and it was actually enjoyable. I feel so much better about myself, and I'm staying this way. I call it my fat-burning water, and I sip it every morning.
I couldn't believe it at first, but this 7-second water ritual helped me drop 27 pounds. I feel much better, and I keep on losing weight. I do it every day as soon as I wake up, and it is so easy.
I'm down about 35 pounds, and I feel a whole lot better. I wish I'd known about this years ago, and I am shocked more people don't know about this water ritual in the US.
I was skeptical about this, but I'm happy to say it works way better than I expected. I dropped 55 pounds, and I've stayed slim ever since. I love this water ritual, and I have more energy than I ever did before.
No diet has ever worked for me, but this Japanese water method was completely different. Not only did I lose 43 pounds, but I've kept it off ever since without any effort. I never expected this at my age.
It doesn't matter if you're 35, 55, or 75 years old, if you're a man or a woman, or how out of shape you are. What matters is, it works. You may think you've seen it all before, but I promise you, this time, it's different. It's brand new and scientifically proven. It's so new, the scientific proof hasn't been reported by the US media yet, even if it's a huge breakthrough in Japan. Watch this short video until the end, and I can show you how powerful this fat-burning water is, as well as the rock-solid scientific proof behind it. In a moment, I'll also reveal the real root cause of weight gain, which according to new research from International Journal of Obesity and University of Copenhagen is nothing to do with carbs, sugars, a lack of exercise, hormones, gut, sleep, or anything you've ever heard before. Instead, it's something completely different, which you need to target as soon as you can, because it only gets worse as you age. Listen closely, because you'll be speechless in a moment to see the dirty truth they're trying to hide about the dangers of new injectable weight loss drugs and how Big Pharma stole the formula from deep in the Japanese Alps. I'll also reveal the dangers the diet industry is trying to hide from you and how their methods are secretly causing long-term weight gain in millions. But the good news is, you'll see how this amazing 7-second water ritual erases the root cause of belly fat and dissolves the most stubborn, thick fat from all over your body. We didn't know any better, so we tried keto, paleo, low fat, low carb, fasting, and detox. We did Weight Watchers, Nutrisystem, Jenny Craig. We lost a few pounds, but the weight piled back on if we ate pizza just once. We did workouts too, but after 2 months, we lost no weight whatsoever, and we had stabbing knee pains. We did exactly as doctors told us. And now we were fatter than ever before. Then I saw the rock-solid scientific research by Harvard Medical School, Johns Hopkins, Tufts University, and others, which proves why this fat-burning water is so powerful. I tried it myself and watched it dissolve fat from all over my body and go on to do the same for 194,984 others, who lost an average of 26.4 pounds. This unusual fat-burning water has never been reported in the US media, yet it dissolved every last inch of our unwanted fat after our doctor told us we were finished and would need side effect filled medication for life. And even if you tried and failed for years with diets and workouts, this ancient Japanese water ritual will transform your entire life too. Your new, without a second of restrictive dieting, workouts, injections, surgery, or pills. After years of failure with diets and workouts, giving me rock solid confidence along with new strength, high sex drive, and toned hard abs for the first time in 22 years, increasing my energy, supporting a new healthy heart, arteries, cholesterol, and blood sugar, and injecting the steamy passion back into my love life. It doesn't matter if you're 35, 55, or 75 years old, if you're a man or a woman, or how out of shape you are. What matters is, it works. So if you're tired of the failed diets, outdated advice, and of weight loss products, remember one thing. it's not your fault. When you try this 7-second water ritual yourself, not only do you wipe out this little-known root cause of belly fat, you activate an internal fat-burning mechanism which burns a pound or more of stubborn fat in a day like hot butter in a frying pan, allowing you to enjoy the lightning-fast metabolism and unlimited energy of your younger years, lubricating your joints, tightening your skin, boosting your health markers, firing up your sex drive. We don't have much time. The weight loss pharmaceutical complex are aiming their lawyers right now so they can issue me more legal threats. This short video could be removed at any moment, so watch until the best part at the end. I love helping people out, and I can't wait to help you out too. You'll feel amazing after shedding 20, 30, 40 pounds or more. Imagine feeling lean, toned, and fresh as you check your slender body in the mirror, wearing your favorite clothes, and feeling so confident in front of people. Imagine the stunned looks you'll get when people see you at social events. You'll be enjoying delicious foods and laughing at your doctor's astonished face when he sees your impressive health report. Being overweight is worse than smoking 40 cigarettes a day, he said. You're 60% more likely to have a heart attack. You have a 31% increased risk of dementia. You're 90% more likely to get high blood sugar, which leads to limb amputation and blindness. It's like you're hanging off the edge of a cliff top and you could lose your grip at any minute. You're clinging on with your fingertips now, Christopher, but unless you lose 50 pounds of fat, next time, you won't be so lucky. His name was Dr. Hiroshi, and he'd won many awards in Japan for helping the Japanese become the slimmest, longest living, and healthiest people on the planet. Obesity in Japan is 10 times lower than in the US. The average Japanese woman weighs a mind-blowing average 42 pounds less. They live on average an astonishing 10 years longer than Americans. That's amazing. But in the alpine region of Nagano, people live even longer than the rest of Japan. Nagano men and women have the longest life expectancy in the world, and almost nobody is overweight. Japan sees Nagano as the best model for optimal health that could exist anywhere. And it was all down to a fat-burning, herbal water people over 35 would drink each morning. Dr. Hiroshi explained how this ancient herbal water had been used for centuries, and for years, nobody understood why it was so powerful. But recently, a little-known study by International Journal of Obesity revealed how it helped people burn fat around the clock, all thanks to one key ingredient. Since the truth came out, pharmaceutical giants have been trying to copy the formula to sell it to Americans, he said. They'll change the formula a little, patent the medication, and mark up the price to flog it to overweight men and women. That's how they charge $1,300 a month for their treatments and make a fortune in profits. The truth is, Christopher, the real solution for obesity is well known in Japan, he said, but it's been hidden from the American public. Visit Nagano tomorrow and I'll show you what it is. Was this really true? I researched Nagano that night and found medical journals reporting that Nagano's the longest living region in the world. Nagano people have the lowest rates of heart disease, stroke, erratic blood pressure. Obesity is so rare, most people don't have a word for it. We all know Japan is the slimmest country in the world, where women are on average 42 pounds lighter and live 10 years longer. But Nagano's the slimmest, longest living region in Japan. This was incredible stuff. So early that morning, I was on the train to Nagano. As Dr. Hiroshi showed me the sights, I admired the beautiful buildings, the stunning mountains, and deep blue lakes. Women looked young, slender, and beautiful. Men of all ages were lean, strong, and sharp. Nobody had belly fat like you see in Western countries. As we enjoyed our delicious lunch, I noticed the restaurants and cafes were full of people enjoying ramen noodles, fried chicken, and rice. They were scarfing down huge plates of carbs and fried food. Then, Japanese ice cream for dessert, even drinking beer. Everyone looked slim, young, and toned. There's not one overweight person in this city, yet they're eating carbs and ice cream every day, I told Dr. Hiroshi. Whatever you're doing here, we desperately need it in America too. What he said next completely blew my mind, and it will yours too. So pay close attention to this part because it's exactly what you need. I'll show you how to use the Nagano drink to burn off all the fat you want, he said. But first, you need to know the truth about belly fat and the obesity epidemic. If you're overweight, it's not because you're weak or lazy. It's not because you hate working out, you eat too much carbs or sugar, bad genetics, or anything else they tell you. Americans diet more than any other country, yet they're still the most obese in the Western world. Americans exercise more than any other nation on the planet, yet they're still the most overweight. Americans eat less carbs, fat, and sugar than 10 years ago, yet US obesity rates are still shooting up faster than ever. Why? It's because diets and health foods are making the obesity crisis worse, not better. Diets slow your metabolism to a crawl because your body switches to survival mode. This was important to our ancestors because it helped them hang on to their body fat to use as energy during times of famine or scarcity. But being stuck in survival mode causes long-term weight gain. As studies from UCLA proved, diets have a 95% failure rate, or 99% according to other studies. Up to 83% of dieters end up heavier than before they started their diet. What's crazy is they're pushing the very methods that cause long-term weight gain. So no wonder America is the most obese country in the Western world. If you think that's bad, look at the whole grain industry. U.S. dietary guidelines recommend that Americans triple their consumption of whole grain foods, and doctors tell their patients to eat them every day. But when Harvard researchers compared the nutrient composition of 545 grain products, they found that those labeled with the whole grain stamp contained more calories and sugar than those without the stamp. The Harvard professor said some whole grain foods can increase hunger and the risk for diseases related to insulin resistance like diabetes and heart disease. The truth is, the whole grain industry is one fake health food racket.